It's time for another update. Yeah, I can imagine there's going to be some questions. Don't worry, we'll get there. We're going to work our way around. We're going to start with the cool stuff first. First of all, I got a new poster. Not bad, huh? I was looking on eBay for Disney-related posters, and I decided to look up the Disney Channel because, well, if you've seen Video Memories, you'll know my thoughts there. And yeah, I found this. It's a promo for the launch of Toon Disney, and yeah, from what I've heard, it was an original print as well. So, I mean, yeah, Toon Disney was the best thing about the Disney Channel, and especially for someone who loves animation, so I had to have it. It was an import from Texas, so it took forever to get here. I mean, obviously, it's from the American Disney Channel. We never had that Toon Disney kind of logo over here. But yeah, this was pretty cool. And the problem is, in order to make this happen, a few other posters had to move. So if you remember the last update, there was a poster of New York here. And that is now over there. But there was a poster of Cartoon Network over there. And that has had to move up here. So I've basically been rearranging everything just to make this one fucking poster fit. So yeah, that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Toon Disney. The best spin-off Disney ever had. Moving over to the DVD section, I got to talk about these things. These are things I've picked up in the past few weeks. They're called 50 movie packs. It's basically, you get 50 public domain movies per case, really, and they're all in different genres. I've got chillers and horror, so they're basically two horror packs. I've got sci-fi with Gamera, and I've got a Western one with John Wayne. Apparently, a love of Westerns runs in the family. Yeah, so you would think this is a great idea, a fantastic idea. 50 movies in one DVD pack. The only problem is these DVD packs are absolutely terrible. I'll take a look at one for a minute. We've got the horror collection with it's a cover. It's Lon Chaney in Phantom of the Opera from 1925. It's these collections look great on paper, but when you actually have a look at them, they're pretty bad. I mean, two of them had damaged cases when they arrived. They're in cheap paper cardboard sleeves. I can't remember what they're made of, but they're in cheap sleeves. They're on double-sided discs, and the quality is abysmal. When I got the horror section, I watched Night of the Living Dead from 1968, and it looked all right, but the presentation was awful. The chapters were all over the place. It was really amateurly put together, and there was a B movie in there with Boris Karloff, and the quality was just the worst thing ever. So, on paper, these all sound great, but the cases are cheaply made. The quality is abysmal. Yeah, these are just the worst things. If Video Memories was still going, I would have reviewed these. Honestly, I could have. If I had these like a year ago, I would have done these for October instead of Scooby-Doo. And yeah, in terms of Video Memories, these would have easily gotten a 1 out of 5 just because of how god awful they are. The only reason to own something like this is for the novelty. Just so you can say, I own 50 public domain movies, and well, in this case, I own 200. And it wasn't even just these. They had 50 movie packs for pretty much every genre out there. I saw musical ones, family movies. There were probably dramas and thrillers out there. The film noir, that was out there. There's probably comedy. You could probably get some things with the Three Stooges on them, and Abbott and Costello and all that. But yeah, great on paper, terrible in execution. And now we got to talk about this. So a while back, I was sharing photos of my VHS collection with other people, and I think it was the Pokemon tapes I shared, and they commented on how some VHS cases in my collection were sun-bleached. So if you don't know what that means, is So yeah, if you don't know what that means, it's basically a case of UV rays from the sun make the artwork on the cases fade. And with my awful memory, I had no idea what they were talking about. I've never experienced this with VHS before, or even DVD. And with my god-awful memory, I couldn't remember ever seeing it happen. So I had to go back through old videos I made to see if it was true. And, you know, honestly, if I saw some of my VHS tapes, I just assumed they'd always looked like that because of my awful memory. And yeah, I looked through my collection from 2020, February 2020, and I compared them to shots of my collection in video memories, like at the end with Back to the Future or whatever. And yeah, it looked really bad. The UV rays are detrimental to VHS cases. I think out of all of them, the Pokemon collection had the worst of it. It depends on the colors, really. The sun can affect, UV rays affect different colors. So from what I saw, the Pokemon collection took it really bad. It completely destroyed the colors. In fact, here's an image from 2 weeks ago when I was replacing these cases. Yeah, you could really see the difference there. So basically, I had to make a choice to replace certain cases in the collection. There was only so much I could do, really. I had to rebuy volumes 1 through 10 through 11 of Pokemon because of how destroyed the cases were. I had to do that. The Singing Kettle ones, I've got it really bad as well. And these are a nightmare to find, so I just wrote these off because of how bad they are. Singing Kettle Pirates I was able to make do with because of I had a spare one. So basically what we have here is the new tape in the original case. So I was able to do that, but the rest of them I can't do. I mean, just look at Singing Kettle News and Busy Roadshow. The color's completely gone on these. Oh, it's awful. So with some of them, I had to replace tapes or replace cases. And some of them I was actually able to buy just new VHS sleeves like Matilda, Peter Pan, and Stuart Little. I was actually able to get the sleeves from the same person, and he gave me a good deal on them as well. So that's pretty cool. Actually, one funny thing was when I came to replace Space Jam. I looked on eBay for this release. If you've seen the Video Memories review, it's a double tape release for Space Jam and the Iron Giant. This tape is actually really expensive on eBay, so when weighing up options, it was actually cheaper to buy 2 individual tapes. So I have a spare copy of Space Jam and the Iron Giant. That is actually funny. So, I mean, hey, no complaints. At least I don't have to fast forward for like 15 minutes just to get to the Iron Giant now. And even then, just compare the colors on the Space Jam logo. That is pretty bad. Looney Tunes Bumper Collection Volume 8, I had to replace the case for that. Jungle Cubs, had to replace that. Actually, hold on. Jump to the table so we can have a look at the old sleeves. Okay, this was my best solution for storing VHS leaflets. Just a giant cardboard box. I think one of the VHS tapes came in this. I can't remember. So I know I've made a big deal so far, but objectively, it's not the worst thing in the world. The worst bit, the majority of the UV damage has been on the spine. Like, look at Christmas Looney Tunes. You can barely see the color in there, but then you turn to the front cover. It's not the worst thing in the world. I mean, I'd say if it was the front cover, that would be the absolute worst of it. So that's pretty bad. I mean, this is what just look at Pokemon. This is how bad that got. Jungle Cubs, the red is completely gone. I mean, just look at Louie's face. Almost completely white. I mean, Looney Tunes Volume 8, just look at this. So look how bad that color got. That's the damage UV can do. Yeah, we got Peter Pan as well, and oh. See, I'm not throwing away the cases, the sleeves. Honestly, I still kind of like that I have these. So I'm not looking to throw any of these away. It's cool that I have them at least. I still have the other tapes. Some of them are the originals, most of them are the duplicates. I just needed the VHS sleeves, so yeah, I still have these. I'm not getting rid of them, and hey, if a tape breaks, it's good that I've got spares. So yeah, that was a thing, and then just to protect the collection in general, this was the best idea I had. I just put a curtain rail up. It's only meant to be temporary. I can take the railing down if I ever need to, so that's fine. And actually, funny thing about these hooks, I actually bought these accidentally. I actually bought them for them to make do with my musical equipment, like the hand drum. If I can hang it up with one hand. There we go. So I actually bought those accidentally. I was looking for self-adhesive hooks, and the hook is a bit too small for normal things. But, I mean, it works, and those things are really durable. So I just found an old curtain pole in the house that wasn't being used, and yeah, I'm making use of these hooks. These things are, like I said, these things are really durable. So hopefully they actually last. So, and yeah, like I said, this is all temporary. I can take this down whenever I want, and the hooks will be able to remain there. And yeah, and if it's not too sunny outside, I could just open it up and. It's a pain in the ass. This whole thing has been a pain in the ass to deal with, and I spent 2 or 3 weeks just trying to work out what to do with the cases. And like I said at the table, it's mostly the spines that have the damage. The front of the cases and the back, they're all fine. I mean, let's see, what do I have here? Let's just look at Singing Kettle Christmas Party. The front of the case looks perfectly fine, and so does the back. It's just the spine. So the damage, objectively, the damage isn't all that bad. But honestly, this is what I have to look at with the shelf. So, like when I'm on the couch just watching TV and I have to look at this, this is what we've got to deal with. Thomas and Friends didn't really... Sometimes the Friends tapes are faded, some you can tell, some you can't. Like Funtime Favourites, that took a bit of a hit. But honestly, with Thomas and Friends, it's not the worst thing in the world. I think Down the Mine took the worst of it, which sucks. And I would replace a case for this, but honestly, trying to find these tapes on eBay is a nightmare. One that did get replaced was Trust Thomas. This got... really bleached really bad, and honestly the tape was running like garbage anyway, so I just bought a new one. And this is something I didn't realize when I bought it. The seller on eBay didn't list this. This is actually one of those tapes that has early narrations from Michelangelos, and basically narrations that would have aired on only this, and I think Time for Trouble, and basically, if you had the UK VHS tapes, you probably know better than I do, but yeah, my plan was to replace Trust Thomas and bin and throw away my older copy, because I mentioned it before, it runs like garbage. But then I found out it had alternate narrations. I think it may have been the sticker on the top that guided me to that, but yeah, the seller didn't list it. But it has the old narrations.
Gordon saw everything. Ah, well, we live and learn. Never mind, little James, I'm going to push behind.
Beyond that, the only case I replaced was season 3, because there was... I only found one Thomas and Friends release on eBay that was selling the case on its own, and it was from Sean. Thomas Fan 261. I speak highly of him, and yeah. So basically, I replaced the case. I just got rid of the old case. Well, it's back here. And actually, if you put them side by side, you can see the difference. This is Sean's case. This is my old one. Got really bad sun-bleached, and of course, a little bit damage on the top from 2019 when I threw it across my house. So yeah, Sean had no idea I was the one buying it, but yeah, I have this now, and it is so much better. So yeah, that's all fine. Nah. Actually, the Universal Monsters got it really bad. I mean, just look at Bride of Frankenstein. Once again, front of the case looks fine. The spine is just completely gone. I think I decided not to replace it just because it sort of adds to the look, like they're old movies. So I'm okay with the faded look anyway. Plus, I've got them on Blu-ray, so I'm fine with that. And once again, the front of the case looks fine. Actually, a couple that did hurt were the Disney holiday planners. So this is the side that I constantly had displayed. And then this is what I had to turn it around to. That sucked. And then the 1997 one, the one I remember fondly, just look at that. That sucks. That's what UV rays can do to your VHS cases, and yeah, it's awful. Oh yeah, and I have The Godfather now. The Godfather chronological edit on VHS, and it definitely doesn't stick out like a sore thumb. Next to Taste of Cartoon Network, Model Railways, and Chad Valley. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, and the Singing Kettle Pirates and Tom and Jerry Volume 1, I had to swap out the cases for them. Actually, on the note of Tom and Jerry, time to get to what I want to talk about. That's the highlight of this. This has been in the making. This has been long overdue. If you remember back to when I did more Tom and Jerry, I believe that was March or April 2021. I covered, how many VHS tapes did I do then? I covered this one briefly. I did Cartoon Cavalcade. I did The Magic Ring. About 20,000 other movies. I did this. And I did 1, 2, 3, and I did 4 other VHS tapes that are. It basically has the entire Hanna-Barbera line in order, mostly uncensored, but I never really expanded beyond that. So while I was fixing the rest of the collection, I figured, it needs to be done. It's been long overdue. And of course, I'm a giant Tom and Jerry lover, so I searched on eBay and bought out the entire line of Hanna-Barbera shorts across 9 VHS tapes and 1 for Gene Deitch, because why the hell not? So, yeah, that is, I think it's 114 shorts altogether across 9 VHS tapes. And as far as I know, I think it's like 95% uncensored. At the time of recording this, I've been watching through them all, and I think I'm up to volume 8. So yeah, that's all there. I've basically just been trying to make room for it all. I was concerned I wouldn't have enough space, so yeah, volumes 1 through 9 have the entire Hanna-Barbera line, mostly uncensored. You get a couple of weird things here and there. Volume 10 has Gene Deitch. And then this one, I had to stop and think about it. I wanted to wait for it until it came out on Blu-ray, but let's be real, Warner was probably never going to do it, so I saw it on eBay. It was like £3 to get it, so fuck it, really. And the funny thing is, I was searching Tom and Jerry movie on eBay, and it kept redirecting me to the 2021 version. And I swear this was unintentional, but I remember saying out loud, no, I want the one that's actually good. And I swear I laughed myself silly for about 15 minutes after that end. Just to be clear, this movie's not good, but I would rather watch this over the 2021 movie. Actually, let this poster speak for my thoughts on the movie. Yeah. Best £10 I ever spent on that poster. So yeah, this has been incredibly long overdue. I could have had it done for Video Memories, but honestly, if I had all this, the more Tom and Jerry would have been about 45 minutes long, if not longer. It may have taken the record that Farewell Thomas currently has. So yeah, I love Tom and Jerry. Also, a great thing about this collection, Jerry now has a VHS fort. It's awesome. So yeah, that's it. Like I said, it's a giant pain in the ass, but it's only temporary. I can take those. I can take that curtain down whenever I want. And honestly, it was either that or I clean out everything over here just to move all the shelves here so they're out of the way of the sun. And honestly, moving the drum kit, moving all the posters, just for that is a giant pain in the ass. But hey ho. So yeah, hope you enjoy this. I've got something else I need to do, so I shall see you guys next time.